If you playing music, no.
Huh?
You playing music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now?
Yeah, if you playing music, no.
Huh?
You playing music?
All right, we live, y'all. Welcome, 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 y'all. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are here. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're gonna give everybody time to just come on in. Come on, come on, come on in. We are live. Y'all come on in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome in. Technology tried to get us, y'all, but we ain't let it win. We ain't let it win. Welcome, welcome, y'all. I am so excited. We are live in effect. We want to give y'all some time. I got Mel here, y'all. I know y'all are all excited. I think I'm even more excited than y'all are, but nonetheless, I am so happy, so happy you all are here. Let's get into it. First things first, let me apologize for my tardiness. Um, you know how technology is. Like I said before, technology be technology. If that's the word, we're gonna make it one today. Um, However, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the Ladies Lounge podcast, y'all. Tonight we are diving into a powerful conversation. It's all about leadership, purpose, and impact. Our topic is men of swag, redefining community, mentorship, and male role models. And I am thrilled to have the phenomenal Mel Bolden joining us. Welcome to the Ladies Lounge. Mel is a dynamic leader with a passion for uplifting others, reshaping narratives, and mentoring the next generation. So, together, we're going to explore how men can lead with swag, redefine that mentorship, and create lasting change in our communities. So, as you know, what we do here in the Ladies Lounge, go ahead and grab that drink, get comfortable. Let's have this meaningful dialogue in the Ladies Lounge. Let's go. Welcome, y'all. Before we dive any deeper, let's go over some house rules here. I just ask that you are respectful, my live audience. Ask questions and engage because it definitely helps us, right? To just have that conversation and most importantly, have fun. We have fun here in the Ladies Lounge. It is very relaxed. So just come catch this vibe on tonight's episode. Now, I have some statistics for y'all. I do my little research before we dive in deeper than where we already are. Did you all know that single parent households, approximately 24% of children live in a mother only family of children? 35% never see their fathers, and 24% see their fathers less than once a month. Um, then, for the father involvement, in households where fathers are present, the average father spends less than 10 minutes per day in one on one interactions with their children. And then another one I found interesting was educational setting. This was around 2020, 2021 school year. About 23% of teachers were male. So that's indicating a limited presence of male role models and even in our educational environment. So man, we need y'all to come on and get active, in the educational setting. But we gonna get there. So let's dive in because I know my audience wants to know who is sitting here in the ladies' lounge with me. So go ahead and let the people know who you are.
All right. Thanks for having me. So I'm Mel Bolden. I'm from Apopka, Florida. That's right outside of Orlando. All right. I'm a father. I got two boys. I'm a husband. I'm a school teacher for the last 12 years. I work for Orange County Public Schools. I'm an art teacher. So I am also a coach head coach of soccer, volleyball, basketball, track and field, the athletic director at the school. I'm also a graphic designer, a photographer, and I'm an alumni of the
Come
place.
on.
I'm a great host at
Come on.
University.
Come on with it. Hey.
Let's get
Listen, if y'all not excited, then I am. I am so, so excited. Just a little background. And I think we can't hear you a little bit, like your mic went out. So for those of you who didn't hear where he is an alumni of, we're gonna go ahead and have you say it one more time because you cut out on that part. And that's very important that we know.
All right, mic check. Take it this time. It's up.
There we go, it's up.
There you go. So I am an alumni of the great Florida A&M University.
Let's go. I just wanted to say that one more time. I am so, so excited. Mel and I actually met at Florida A&M. And a time was had. I am so, so grateful that we were able to connect and stay connected all of these years. It has been such a pleasure to watch you grow into the man that you are today. Shout out and congratulations to your beautiful family. I'm watching you, and you just never cease to amaze me. So for some of you who have seen the flyers that I have posted, that was made by yours truly. He said he was a graphic designer. So we're going to share details of where you can connect with him later on because you don't want to miss out on just all of the great and many hats that he wears. So let's dive into it a little. Let's take them a little deeper. So let's talk about the mentorship impact. What inspired you to become a mentor, and how has mentorship impacted your life and those you guide?
Well, looking at the school system, I always been a mentor. So I always been looking after these boys, picking them up, taking them places for years. But just growing up, seeing my dad do the
Mm,
same thing, he did for me. He did for my friends, my family, my sister's friends. Uh,
mm,
he did for everybody. He was like a neighborhood hero. But to me, that was my dad. But it was also others in the community that did it. Mr. Jackie Massey, Mr. Ralph Schuler, Coach Bruce McMillan, Mr. Billy Dean, Coach Jerome Lowry, aka Coach Rock. So I was raised around these people, and I seen them for years do for others, and it just that spirit got in me too. So that's what I do.
I love that, and I love that you talked about how your dad, your father, made that major impact in your life. Because we don't get to hear it a lot. We don't get to sit with men who actually had their father, and it makes a difference when you do have your dad. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm speaking from being a daddy's girl, so I know you threw your sisters out there. So shout out to my daddy girls out there. But it's nothing like seeing a man who had their father in their lives. And I know a couple of men that's out here in the community giving back, that are great fathers. So, giving you your flowers for being that what we need in our communities, and just paving the way, for not just the younger generations, but hopefully what I also want to get out of these episodes that I put on here is that even for us, for our generation, and for my seasoned people, hopefully it's something that is shared tonight. And when people see you out there getting your hands dirty, that is what I love. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like just seeing you out there just doing what it is that you love. Like I was saying earlier when we were talking, it doesn't seem like it's a task for you. And that's what makes it so important. If you're doing it you're not only being conditioned that way for having your father around, but then also you learn to love to give back. And I'm so proud and I'm so excited to just see your growth. And I'm definitely here watching. So now, my next question, because I like to ask questions here in the ladies' lounge. How do you think the definition of a male role model has evolved over the years? Because you talked about having your dad in your life, and that was back in 18, and now we're in 2025. So how has that male role model from you having your dad as a kid to now being a father to your kids, how has that evolved?
Well, I think it has changed because of social media.
Mm,
Um, Social media has tricked us all. We see somebody on there and we be, oh, they living a good life. They doing this, they doing that right. But then later we might find out that they're really not. When we was growing up, we didn't really have social media, things like that. So we got a chance to actually see people in person. That's why I always say my role model was my dad. A lot of people would look up to different celebrities, people on TV. I had a role model that was right there in the house with me, um, that I can see, that I can talk to, that can relate to me every single day. But I think now definitely social media has taken effect on it. A lot of them look up to rappers and some people with fake images and things like that. So I think it has changed a lot.
yeah, yeah. Ugh. When we talk about that the digital age that we're in today, it's almost like sometimes I question like how do you even compete with that? Like you said, because we grew up without the social media, like we actually had to be outside playing with each other. And going back to me being a daddy's girl myself, like I said, shared with in the last episode, I was out there building cabinets and painting cabinets with my dad and his property and putting down tile. I was her changing tires. So I always ask the question like how do you compete? Like how do you get the attention from the young men nowadays with having social media? Like you saying, it's a facade of what they're putting out there on social media, and it's like these kids nowadays they want to mimic that, and what you see on social media doesn't give you the morals and values that you're gonna in life. It's okay to like who you like, but to admire and want to model what you see on social media, it's almost like how do you bring them back on the other side of the railroad track?
Right.
You know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
Absolutely right.
That's some stuff I be sitting back like trying to figure out. Um, so we talking a lot about the male role models, and I just want to pause here for a moment because I'm nosy, right? And I already know what I know, but I know my people that's watching nosy as well. So we see this beautiful sign behind you, Polo, and we want to know what's that? What's going on back there?
So Polo is my organization I just started mentoring. It stands for Preparing Our Leaders Organization. So we have one that's for young men, which is the blue logo. And then we got one that's also for young women, which is the pink. Um, I was saying this hashtag the Polo way, which just means you doing things the right way. You know what I'm saying? You holding each other accountable. You doing the right thing, even when others are not looking. That's the Polo way. All right. So that's what it is. It's a mentorship here in Apopka, like I say, Orlando area, Orange County. And right now, I think we got about 113 members. And we started last month. So between the boys and the girls, we got over 100 people, kids already a part of the program.
Wow, wow, wow. And wow, that is amazing. A month and you already at or over 100. Come on now. Come on, somebody. And it's only gonna get better.
You know what I'm saying? So they just join in, and parents are comfortable with me because I'm also the school teacher, and I'm also
Gotcha.
the coach. So,
Right.
you know,
So you already set the foundation from the beginning. And
right.
if, for those of you who are new to watching my channel, welcome. I just talked about planting the seed, watering it, and reaping the harvest. And you just gave an example of all of that. Like you have planted the seed with these parents. Shout out to the parents for trusting in you and wanting to see this vision. And shout out for them wanting to make a difference in their child's life and also the community. You know what I'm saying? Because those parents understand that it takes a village and you're not selfish with just your kid, like just wanting that one-on-one. And shout out to you for also remembering the women, the young ladies that you do offer this mentor program to as well. I love it because like I was saying earlier, it's all about bridging the gap with everyone, which is why, although this says ladies lounge, but as y'all see, I got the men in the building, and that's what it's all about, right? It's about bridging the gap. And I love that you're starting off young, with our younger generation. So shout out to everybody who is a part of this phenomenal movement. Shout out to the kids as well for showing up and sticking through it. And those who are gonna come, because you on your way. We have 500 by what, March? That's what I think.
I don't know about that, but hey, say I'm on my way.
This is phenomenal. Like, that is amazing. That is amazing. So, which ties me into the next question I have here is more so along the lines of breaking the stereotypes. So, what challenges do men face when trying to break societal stereotypes?
Well, the problem I always had is that you could take a kid, you could show him love, you could show him positivity, you can take him places, and everything seems like it's good. But when that child goes home, what do they see? Who are they around? From the people that they love the most, the people who they look up to. What are they doing? How are their lifestyle? How this kid living? Because I don't have plenty kids where I take them places, like I said, buy them things, and you think you're making a turnaround. But then when you take a kid off at home,
Mhm.
how's he living? Who's he looking up to?
Right,
Who's
right.
just in his ear? From people that's his family, that he look up to, that he loves. And
Mhm.
that's always the most challenging part. But like you said, you can't save everybody, unfortunately. You can try. And to me, that's the hardest part because I want to save every kid I work with.
I
So
get it.
to me, that's the most heartbreaking part about it. You know.
Yeah. I think one thing I'm learning as a parent myself. I have a 17. Well, speaking into existence, he's gonna be 17 in April.
Mm.
Um, but one thing I am learning is just from even me, right? I'm understanding that what was instilled in me back then, I was coming off like it was going in one ear and out the other. Because it probably was. I wasn't trying to hear that stuff back then. But now going through life, I'm happy again, those seeds were planted in me to be the best version that I am today, to be this woman that you all see sitting in the ladies' lounge. So I think that that's phenomenal that you're at least planting the seed. Like you said, you can't save everybody you want to, but those conversations that's had, the time that you are spending, it doesn't go unnoticed. And that, when it's really gonna kick in the gear is when they out here in this world, and it's like, oh snap, what now? But I remember Coach, Bell, I don't know what they call you, but I'm just making up.
Coach,
I remember when he said, what they call you?
Coach Bolden.
Coach Bolden. I remember when we was on the field or hanging out, look, we hanging out in the Pentagon on this field trip we don't went on. And, I remember the conversations we had or the bonfire, we went fishing. Like the time, it's the time that really, really, really matters. So I think that's so important when we talk about breaking the stereotypes as well, because even with the statistics that I just read, it's fathers who would who are okay with having their kid in the house with them, but they don't spend time with them. Like I always say, you just want to take attendance. But what impact are you really making on that child? Because they just see you there. Like, what are we really doing? When you think back, for people watching, when you think back when you spent time with your mother or your father, what was those moments? It was also, everybody will say it was the time that was spent. Whether we at the cookout, whether it's Sunday and, mama playing the old school jams, but it was cleanup time. And those are, you remember impactful things like that. So when we talk about being active in the community, and how do you see mentorship contributing to the long-term growth and success of our communities? Because you out there, you teaching, coaching, you mentoring. So if anybody's out there in the community, you see it firsthand.
Correct. And it's so important because it's well needed for kids that's not on the right path and for kids that's on the right path. Because you could be on the right path and you can slow down, you can stop, for a second. And sometimes you just need somebody to come along and just push you along. We all need that sometimes, even me. All right. So that's why I always tell my mentees too. I always get an example of myself. Like I'm not perfect. Y'all motivate me. Y'all encourage me to stick my dreams.
Right.
So I don't feel like my life is over. Like no, y'all encourage me too. Um, but also like through these programs, we're able to take these kids sometimes places that the parents can't take them. Um, college tours and different places. Like you said, it could be a fishing trip. Um, could be some arcade or bowling. Could be something that's really simple to us, but could mean a lot to somebody else. And
Right.
also some of these speakers that we're gonna have coming up, you might have to pay if you went somewhere else. But through the mentoring program, you can get all this stuff for free. So it's well needed in every community. I don't care where you live. It's well needed.
Amazing. And it goes back to it takes a village. Like you can't do this by yourself. Single parents can't do it by yourself. Like I always say, leave your ego at the door and make it about the kid, which is why I'm like, major shout out to the parents who left their egos at the door. They're like, we want to do this. We want to see it happen and we need it. And to be honest with you, I wish, I'm sure there's programs in Miami that my son could, attend, but it ain't nothing like when you know the person who is just behind the mastermind behind it. So hopefully we'll be having something in Miami, maybe Jacksonville. I could just see polo throughout the world because it is. I talk to people often, and it's just like I just want to see the men come together because, like I said, women, we gonna come together. We gonna do the work. And I'm not saying it's not men that are not out there. You just don't see it as often. So that's why I want to shine a light on the men that's in the community and out here doing it. And I think it's so phenomenal to be sitting here with you today. I'm really excited. Now, I'm going to pause for a minute with the questions here. And I want to tap in a little bit more on what does polo offer? Now that we know it's, for both genders, it's not, I thought it was just male based. Look at me learning. But what is it that you offer these children?
We do empowerment sessions. We're gonna go on college tours. We have different motivational speakers come out. But what I like too is I tell my speakers when you come out, we want hands-on lessons if possible. So if I do got a chef come out, talk to them about being a chef, but I want you to actually show them how to cook a little meal. Right? Have a barber come out. I want you to actually show them a little simple fade. So I like hands-on experience. But yeah, so we're gonna go on college tours, all kind of fun activities. I gotta meet them where they are. So if it's football games, if it's basketball, we do different things like that. Clean up in the community. We do a lot. I'm
Okay.
big on community. So we're gonna be active in the community a lot. We just participated in the MLK parade yesterday. A lot of kids with us yesterday. You seen the picture. Um, so yeah, we here to serve the community. I just want to teach them everything that I can with the time that I do have with them. Because I don't know how long that's gonna be, but if I got this kid for a month or two or a year or 3 or 4, I just want to show them all that I can to help them grow.
Right. Right. I love that. Like y'all gonna hear me say this. I'm so excited. I haven't seen you in like forever anyways. So shout out to you taking time out to come hang out with me in the ladies lounge, and shout out to your family for, allowing me this time because I know we are taken away from you being involved in the community. So we definitely appreciate that. Now oh, I did see the pictures, with you at MLK, and I know you talked about football games. So I know we're gonna see y'all at the classics, and I know you're gonna show them the right way of how to football and things like that. And I don't know, did you also share with us of that, you also are a part of a fraternity? Did you? I don't know. We didn't hear that. I don't know. Maybe it was me.
Oh, man. Shout out to the greatest fraternity on this side of earth, man. Kappa Alpha Psi. Newts.
Listen, y'all, listen. Jack of all trades, sitting right here amongst us. I'm just really, really excited just for the men to show up. And this is what ladies need to see. They need to see. I know we talked about what the youth need to see, but even women, women need to see that. Like, it's men out here that's actually doing the work, And I'm talking to my ladies who are dealing with last week. We talked about the single fathers and how women play the kid, as a pawn and all this other stuff. But I want to shine the light on the men that's actually doing the work out here and to show that there are good men. He's taking ladies. However, if you want to connect, and see if he have some good bros out there, you never know. We'll keep it real here in the ladies' lounge.
They all.
Listen, let me not do too much up in here. We have fun, and thank y'all so much for taking time out to join us tonight. Um, Now leadership, people, people define that so many ways. Some people use that title, and it's like they just go too far with it. Like you don't even want to deal with them. And then you have the people who understand leadership. So it sounds like so far like your leadership is through action. Um, so I have another question for you. How can men actively lead by example in their personal lives to inspire others in the community? And I know just for people who just tuned in, you talked about how your dad shaped the man that you are.
Mhm. Well, yeah, like you said, through your personal life, everybody doesn't have to start a mentoring program like I did, and have 100 kids in the program. Like that's a calling from God. So if He ain't call you to do that, you don't got to do that. But it's an old saying, and it's called "reach one, teach one." So
Mhm.
whether that's your own child, whether that's your neighbor, your friend child, if you can reach them, try to teach them. It could be a person that you've seen at the store. Maybe you seen them making a bad decision. Maybe you seen them making a right decision. Um, if you see them doing something good, give them a compliment. All right.
Right.
Tell them, hey, you did good. You're doing a good job. Because as people, we all like great feedback.
Right.
So again, if you can, whoever you can reach, just try to teach at the end of the day.
I love that. Now let me ask you, do you, again, with you being active in the community, with teaching, and you have a lot of hands-on experience with the children and parents, I grew up on that saying of reach one, teach one. But the world was different too. Nowadays, you almost can't say something to somebody's child, without the parent jumping in or the kids. Now, like, when you say I'm gonna say something to your mama, they like, well, call my mama. They ain't scared no more.
All for you.
Right. So how do you navigate with the generation that we have now when you talk about that reach one?
Well, one thing that always worked for me because I never really had no issues is your approach. Uh,
Mm,
if you come at a person, and this for a kid or an adult, but if you come at them all loud, rah, 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 like that's the kind of response you're gonna get. The same way that I'm talking to you, same way I talk to my kids. Even when they make a mistake, I had a kid today, he made a mistake. Teacher called me and I just simply, hey man, come over here, let me talk to you. Let me tell you. Because sometimes they get that enough yelling and aggression at home. So me coming with a different approach, that's why they come to me because I come with a different approach. When
right.
a lot of the parents and stuff, they're gonna do some other actions. But me, I come with that, hey man, look, you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it
Right.
again. Because I always tell my kids, I'll give y'all respect, y'all give me respect. But one day you're gonna grow up.
Mm,
One day you're gonna get bigger. And that's why now I get a lot of older people who respect me because when they was little, I
Mm-hmm.
gave them respect and they didn't forget it.
Yep.
So respect goes a long way. That's how I get free stuff too. Hey,
It go very far, don't it?
they remember me. You know what I'm saying? But again, just having a nice approach. You know what I'm saying? It's all in your approach.
Absolutely. And I'm happy. I knew I threw out that little curveball there, but I'm happy you responded the way that you did because adults, the way that these adults talk to these kids, and the way that adults make kids feel like their mind don't matter, and it does. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the same approach that I take with my son. I don't talk at him, and we grew up a lot of with the because I said so. And we're not in that generation. Like certain things are the because I said so. You got to pull that card on certain things. But however, it's lessons that need to be taught because the world is different from when we was growing up. So I love, love, love how you said it is your approach. You got to respect these young, these littles out here. I call them the little grown ups. You have to respect them because, like you said, it goes so far. So when we talk about when they get older and they look back at the time, they're gonna also look back at, like you said, man, Coach Bolden took time out and he listened.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't over talk. He ain't try to tell me because I said so. Like he took the time out to really listen to me, and that's how you create that safe space as well. Because I do believe that when people see that you are relatable, then the conversation becomes easier. And now that energy, you got that attractive energy now, and now you like, whoa, wait a minute. But that, like you said, they come from a household where the parents, all they do is yell. So now kids are learning how to turn that off. So the moment your volume goes up, because I know for me as an adult, my head go to spinning when you start yelling and talking to me crazy, and I'm an adult. I have to still control what it is that I respond to. Like, growing up with that, you pick and choose your battles. But the kids don't know, so we gotta kind of teach them. So I do talk to them, especially my son. Like, you got to be out here in this world. The world was chewing us up, and at least they'll spit us out when we was growing up. Now the world ain't spitting you out. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have those straightforward conversations, but with also with respect, because they gonna respect you too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that response. Now, with engaging the youth, because like I said, we're in this digital age and getting the kids to put the PS5 down, man, put the phones down. Some adults struggle with that too. But what strategies do you find most effective in connecting and mentoring young men and women? Because now we know we got both genders in here. But how do you connect with today's generation with us living in this digital world?
Meeting them where they are. So like you said, they on social media. So we have a group chat that's through social media. That's through Instagram. They all on there. It's just as if I went through and changed their names so I can actually know who I'm talking to. But through social media. Or again, we have a polo point system in our program. So polo point system is when we do church events, maybe that's like 20 points. When we do community events, that's 10 points. Because when we go to that fun place, I'm going to jack the points up. I might say, hey, it's 50, 60 points. So I don't want them just showing up for the fun events. So other events where they might try to skip, I make those worth points. So that's how I get them to participate. But again, I like doing the things they do too. So we'll do a Madden 2K tournament.
Yeah.
Go to the park and play football and basketball.
Yeah.
I will ask them, hey, what do y'all like to do? Oh, we want to go to this theme park. Okay, we can do that, but I need y'all to go to this community event. I need y'all to go to this. I need y'all to come feed the homeless, and then I do it. Or if we have an event, they always coach. Can we go to McDonald's afterwards? Sure, that's fine. But let's come work. Let's come do what we're supposed to do, and then we can go there. So that's how I do it.
I love that. And these are, hopefully they're watching and understanding these life lessons that are being taught as well. You know, you can have fun, but you have to do the work.
Yeah.
Um, we got to work first. You know, if you got to pay to play, that's just that's just what it is. And so I love that you are, like you said, you got to meet them where they are. And I know some people just be like, put everything down. It's not that easy. It ain't even, especially if you're not holding the attention. Like it ain't easy for me. But if you talking my language, now you got my attention. And again, this is for me as an adult. So I love that you said, you know, meet them where they are. And understand too, I think some of us as adults forget that we still got the little kid in us. It doesn't, you know,
Yeah.
like I love Disney. So now we talk, if you talking Disney, I will plan the whole Disney trip and we gonna have fun, go to character dining. We gonna stand in line, meet the characters. You gonna have a ball with me in Disney. And I think a lot of adults forget to tap into that little, you know, little girl or little boy in you for the moment when you are connecting with these children. So I love that you said that. Like, yeah, meet them where they at. I'll get down on the games too. My son knows my game though is Justice League. Okay, so y'all out there want to get down on Justice League?
I be
meet
beating
me meet me on the sticks. What they be saying?
them. I be beating them, so you know they know. They know.
Oh, y'all, come on now, come on y'all. I can't have Coach Bolden out here beating y'all.
All right, you better break it.
But I love that, and so I know that there are a lot of men as well who want to know, like, how, what advice do you have for men who want to step up and get involved? Maybe it's not to run their own mentorship, but if they want to connect, even if it's with you to help out, and they want to get their foot in the door of just doing something, like what advice do you have or inspiration do you have to give to men out here who are watching and they're like, this is awesome. This is something I've always wanted to be a part of, but I don't know. Cause see, I heard before you answer that. So I heard, cause I have this special friend, right? And I said to him, I'm like, I think you should start a mentorship because I want to see more mentorship in Florida. I understand we have it. Like I'm not taking away from the ones that's already in place, but I'm talking about the ones that's actually that get it. It ain't we ain't doing it for the gram. We you know what I'm saying? Like we just doing it. And if it gets the light shine on them, wonderful. But that don't mean that the work doesn't stop. So one thing he said was like men in their ego. That's the hardest part. Is like men got to leave the ego at the door, but you're doing it. So for the men who want to do it, who want to get out here and support you, like what is your advice to them?
I would say just do it. Like you say. Again, you just gotta find a program that works for you, a team of people that is great for you. It's just like finding a job. It's just like finding a church. You gotta find something that works for you. Um, every program might not work for you, but again, find one that works for you. Get out there and make it happen. Um, and let's do it. 2025. We can't be wasting time.
Now, second part to that question is how do they find the resources? Um, because everybody may not know where to go or think, or the first thing they think of is money. I can't kick this off without the money. So, what advice would you give for that as well?
I kicked it off without the money. I still don't have the money. Um,
Hey, that's as real as it get, don't ain't it?
soon as it get, I still don't
Yeah.
have, but I knew what God called me to do.
Mm,
So when God called you to do it, you don't worry about the money. You don't worry about the funds. You just do what He
right.
told you to do, and He'll provide the rest. So I did what He
Amen.
did. He told me, "Hey, choose your purpose over people." We call it POP, purpose over people. So when I chose my purpose, and I just went ahead and did it, like doors just started opening. The community and people started getting behind me and started donating. And
Wow.
again, doors just started opening. He started sending
Wow.
mentors to me. He started
Yeah.
sending all the kids to me. Like now
Wow.
the city see it, so now they want to donate. They want to help. He started sending the right people to me because I did what he told me to do. But again,
Wow.
I'm still working on the other part. I don't have the funds, so when I do these things, I have to pay out of pocket. It's okay. It's okay for now. I'm out there making a difference. I'm doing what he told me to do. All that other stuff will come later. You're not worrying about the funds. You know,
Wow.
it's not about the income right now. It's about the outcome for these kids.
Absolutely. And I'm just in awe because the people who've been rocking out of the ladies' lounge know, that I always say that long as your intentions are good. And I love that you said like you had to listen to what God told you to do. And we're moving off of that. Same thing with me in this podcast. Like I started off with just I wanted to be an inspiration and motivational to women. But here we are, like the men want to get involved. And I am so super excited about it. And so we rocking and rolling with it. Some people are just like, hey, I don't want to be at the forefront, but I got you. And so it's amazing. Shout out to the people who are holding you up to say, I got you, and still here. Now we do have a question in the chat for you, and I'm gonna read it off here. It says, do you believe learning to support and follow correctly is just as important as being a great leader?
Yes, like we used to have this old saying, don't be a follower. Don't be. It's okay to be a follower if you're following the right crowd. If you're following the right people, you gotta learn how to follow first.
Mm,
Everybody look at me as a leader. Like
mhm.
started this program, you leading the way. Okay, but guess what? I might be leading you, but I'm following God.
Come on now.
So I might be a leader in your eyes, but I'm gonna always be behind God. So I'm
Come
always
on
following,
now.
but I'm just following the right person because you can follow the wrong person, of course, but I'm following the right person. So I'm gonna always follow him. I'm gonna always follow his path to help lead others. That's how I look at it.
I love, love, love that. I think the best thing I've heard someone say is it's okay to be a copycat, but copy the right cat. And
Yep.
that's exactly what you said, and I love that you're like, who is the leader first in your life? That's who I'm following. That's who is guiding me. That's how we're able to talk about these great things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to follow somebody. It's okay, but make sure we're following the right person. So I want to follow up to that question and ask you, who do you admire?
Mm. Outside of God, my family is a big support. They help me with everything that I do. Every time I'm doing something, some people I can't count on, but I can always count on my family to be there, to have my back. And I know everybody can't say that because everybody's not their family, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
we are very close, and I can always count on them no matter what. They gonna come, they're gonna show up. I don't have to look for them, I don't have to call them. They're gonna be there for me.
And look, not to say that you was on here lying anyways, but just following you on social media, you have a beautiful family, and no matter what, hands down, your family is always. I'm talking about from the classics, y'all showing out. Even if the family is divided with Bethune and Fam, y'all show up and show out, man. And it's like you said, it's nothing like having that foundation of family. It's like when you have that, and like you said, a lot of people can't speak from it. But when you have that supportive family, that gives you a different level of confidence. You get what I'm saying? Like it make you understand that you could get out here and the sky is the limit. Long as I have these great people in my corner. And that's why I could sit here, in the ladies' lounge and even understand what it is that you're saying because I too myself need my family to support me. And family, looks different. Like my mom, she is always tuned in when she can. And she's one of my biggest supporters. I have other family members and family is also my close friends that watch and it's nothing like that. So to my younger generation, when you have the people that's rocking with you, especially your family, do right by them, for real, like listen to what they're saying, take it in because in the long run it's gonna pay off and they gonna support you. So I have another question in the chat here for you. Are you able to teach the kids about encountering greatness amongst each other, being able to recognize greatness and how to allow others to be great and not to fall into silent competition.
Yes. Even though I got so many boys that's from different parts of the city, so you know how that can get, who probably didn't talk to each other before, but we are family when you become
Wow.
in my program. All right. So we talk every single day, all of us in the group chat. We support each other. We give each other birthday shout outs. Yeah.
Wow.
I teach them you're family. All right. That's it. In my program. But also, I mean, like I said, I used to do it anyways through coaching, through sports. When you become a part of my team, you know, we family, no matter what. Because I don't have people who don't have issues in the group, things like that. No, we solve it, we talk it out, we shake it out. We family now. You know what I'm saying? We got the same goal, the same objective. Um, so yes, I teach them. I teach them about that. Competition. Hmm. Not in a bad way. Not like we're beefing with each other, but competition is okay. Uh, if you want to be the best at something, if you want to be better, like you're just pushing each other, like iron sharpen iron. So
Right.
it's okay. It's okay in that aspect, you know, because a lot of these boys I got they play sports, so a lot of them they want to be the best on the field. That's okay, but y'all work together and y'all push each other to be the
Right.
best you can be. So, but as far as like I see you, I don't like you, you know, no competition like that.
Mhm.
Competition, like let's push each other to go higher.
Right. And I love that you're setting those foundations. Like you said, y'all have the group chat and y'all have these conversations going because it also is helping. I don't know, of course, they probably don't recognize it right now, but it's also teaching them how to have conversations just throughout life. You know, maybe their conversations change with their parents or siblings, you know, just how they handle just life. So I love that you guys have the group chat and shouting each other out because we don't know sometimes they may not have that, you know, and it's not on purpose for some parents. We're not here to belittle anybody, but we're just also being realistic, right? Even with us as adults, I keep going back to us as adults because we like to be celebrated. We need the reassurance, right? We also need some help with learning how to communicate with one another. Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it real. So you're building the foundation from the beginning to help these young men understand the importance of, you know, like you said, let's just leave the egos at the door. Ain't even no ego. Okay, y'all ain't even old enough to even have that. Whatever beef y'all had, we squashing that because it's all about love. It's all about creating that family oriented environment. So that is so dope. I love that. Let's see. We got somebody else in the chat. We got Miss B in the chat saying, "Congratulations. I think what you are doing is well needed. How to sign up to volunteer to donate to this organization? To volunteer or to donate to this organization?"
Well, to volunteer, all you do is you send me a message. I'm on Facebook, Mel Bolden. You can send me a message through Facebook, um, and I'll let you know what we have available, what events we have, things like that. Now, to become a member through our Instagram pages, we have Polo underscore mentoring for the boys. That's the boys page, and for the girls, we have Polo underscore young women. And also, so both of those pages in the bio, it's a link that you click and you can sign up that way. And then once you sign up, somebody will reach out to you from the team and let you know the next steps.
This is also how to donate to because they want to know how to donate.
Yeah. So you send me a message because we do have like donation letters that are made. So I can send you a letter and I can let you know the steps. So all you do is send me a message and then I send you the letter back and then you know the type of form of payments we take and the steps that we take for your donations. But yeah, donations, hey, greatly appreciated because these boys can.
Listen, we ain't in here in the ladies' lounge and you ain't gonna get your support and flowers that's needed. You just never know who's watching. And that's what I love to tell people. People are always watching. And if you support the Ladies Lounge, we are here. You got my support, so we are definitely going to connect here in a few minutes afterwards. But I also wanted to touch base on one of the things that I mentioned earlier was bridging the gap. And I love that you introduced to us that polo is not only for my men, but also for my young men, but also for my young women. So, what advice would you give men who? I'm sorry, not what advice, because I already asked that question. How can male mentors collaborate with women and other community leaders to strengthen mentorship programs? How do we bridge the gap?
Well, what we did was because we started the boys program first. So I had some ladies reach out to me saying, "Hey, we want to do something for the young ladies." Because as I was telling my classes about it, I was telling all my classes about it. I had a lot of the girls in my classes like, "Hey, what about us? Like, this program sounds great. You're doing a lot of great things, but we need something too." So again, this was God's work because I didn't see this part coming.
Mm,
It's on one side, I didn't see the other side. So
mm,
um, I say you're right because oftentimes when we think about mentoring and the community needs, we think about young men. Like, oh, the young men, we need to do this for them. We need to help them. But there's a lot of young women that needs help also. So what we do is like our sessions will be separated. Of course, we'll have the ladies on one side, we have the guys on one side. But when we do a lot of our outings, we would do that together. All right,
okay.
so it's a theme park or bowling or something. It would be like one family, just like the parade yesterday. Like everybody was together. But when we do our sessions, we try to, we're gonna keep them separated. Girls over here, boys over here. Um, Now it might be one or two sessions where I don't know, maybe we're talking about something that's both of them need to be together. Um, like how boys need to open the door for young women or something like that. So we might just use them together and use some examples, get them to
Yeah.
laugh. But for the most part, it will be separated. But again, we focus so much on young men to I guess we thought the young women was okay, but really no. They need it just as much as the men, young men. So we're just trying to tackle both.
Yeah, I love that for sure because I'm all about bridging the gaps. And you're almost coming to an end, so I do have a couple of questions here. In what ways can male role models help preserve uplift culture values while promoting progress?
Okay. It kind of um male role models can provide guidance and support. They can encourage you to pursue your goals and achievements. I can tell them strategies maybe that I use, or maybe I can have a speaker come in and they can tell them different strategies. We can help recognize skills and develop confidence. It was the same way with coaching. A lot of times I seen stuff in them that they didn't see in themselves. So I will go over there and talk to them. Hey, you ever thought about doing this? No? Okay, well, maybe you should try it. And then once they try it, they love it because they think they know what they like. They think they know who they want to be. All right. But sometimes somebody else special can come along, they can see something in you and they can help bring it out of you. So again, I can relate to the boys. I connect well with them. So that's what I do.
Hey, love it. Love what you're doing. And one thing here, the ladies lounge, also talk about future and legacy. So this one is next generation. What legacy do you hope to leave through your mentorship and work as a role?
I hope a child grows up one day and they say, because of polo mentoring, I'm a better person. Um, because Coach Bolden believed in me, I'm a better person. Because he gave me a chance, I'm a better person. I hope my mentees of today become mentors of tomorrow.
Mm,
I hope this program goes on for a long time, many years after I'm gone, that it continues. to grow and excel. Um, Again, I hope maybe one day, I don't hope, but maybe one day they're in a bad situation. And they go back to thinking of some of the lessons that we had, some of them empowerment sessions, some of the things that conversations that we might have had one-on-one, and they make a better decision. It's gonna better their life. I tell them all the time, like my dad told me, one day you're gonna get older, one day you're gonna probably have a family, you're gonna get married. My dad used to always tell me that. And so a lot of the things that he instilled in me then, I use now. It didn't make sense then. It didn't. But later down the line, it kicked in. So I hope for them. A lot of the things that I say now, it might not make sense. Why is he making us go these places? Why he making us do this? Why we gotta listen to this? But I hope one day it'll click in and it'll make a difference in their lives.
Love this. Oh my gosh. Listen, I had a wonderful time. I hope you all did too that are tuned in and watching. Thank you for even being here. Thank you for supporting. My dog Mel here, and we had this thing back in the day. I don't even know how I got this name as Mama. Like Mel called me Mama, and he has always just been like the son, and we just always had this just connection, even when we lost contact and came back together. Mel has always been this way from when I first met him back. What was that? 2006.
That was we gave you that name because like you took care of us. Like you used to cook the meals and stuff. You was like the mama. And we was
Look, say it louder for the people that's listening. I used to do what? I used to what?
the meals. You would go to the stove, like, what y'all want? All right, cool. Come back, cook it. And we would call you Mama Brittany. Because you took care of us like we was away from home. I ain't know how to cook. So I got tired of eating bologna sandwiches. I'm going to her house because she gonna cook. And she gonna cook for everybody. And it was just love. It was just love from the beginning. And it helped me through some rough times in my life when I was tired of eating bologna. So, you know, that's
Hey,
how
shout out to phase 3.
real.
If you know, you know. But it was an honor. I didn't even know, like I said, I didn't this is my first time hearing the story as to how I even got the name. But it was like we all were family back then. We was out here trying to figure this thing called life out. I'm using my resources that I have because I'm with you. It was only so much noodles and hot dogs I was about to be eating too. We had to figure this thing out between all of us, man. It was a time. And like now to be sitting here and see that you have this mentor program, and I have a podcast that I could shine the light on you, and you're out here, teaching our community and being such this great impact. And for those of you who are watching, let me introduce myself. So just to let you know that this is the Ladies Lounge podcast. I started this honestly back in June. And everything that Mel has said tonight has registered with me because it's the same thing. I started off with wanting to inspire and uplift women. And I said, and I listened to God. This was the most quiet I have ever been in my life. And it was like I had to listen and I had to move a certain way, right? People didn't understand why I moved how I moved. I didn't tell nobody what was going on. I didn't even know I would be having a podcast. But I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And do you know my first 2 episodes was written out? Because just listening. And like I said, when they say write it down and make it plain, so everything that you are saying is so truthful. And the reason why I wanted to share it too is also for everybody to know that this is an open platform. And I use this platform for people to come and have meaningful conversations so we can uplift, inspire, and support one another, right? Because we all have the gift, the gap to say that we really want to support, but it's time for us to actually show up for one another. And I'm talking to my adults on that one, right? So I use my platform for that reason. And now, when we talk about bridging the gap, it is time. There's conversations that we need to have where we need to sit amongst each other and not just for my women. Because ladies, we gonna come together. You see, ladies reached out to you like, hold on now. Now, yeah, I know you out here want to help the men, but what about the young women that do need that help? So the women, we gonna stand forefront, you know, and we gonna say, hey, we're doing this. But it's time to come together and have these conversations. We grew up where our parents, I don't want to say sugarcoated the conversation, but they told us enough to get by. They told us enough, you know, so that way we, you know, we are great people out here, but we understand that the world has changed. So our conversations that our parents was, you know, they may put a little sprinkle on the cake and present it to us. Now we like, nah, here go the ingredients. You making this from scratch because again, the world is different. So I want to invite anybody who has been inspired from this conversation tonight to please connect with me so we can have more meaningful conversations in the Ladies Lounge. You can find me on Facebook at Britt Danielle. I am on TikTok at Ladies Lounge. I am on Instagram at Britt Danielle as well. So I'm in the social media street. You can find me, and let's have these conversations, especially if you are inspired and it's something that you want to talk about that is really heavy on your heart. We keep it real here, okay? So because I know I got my youth watching, that's why we kept it a little, you know, PG. But again, these are conversations when we talk about doing the groundwork, when we talk about setting the foundations. Not only is it going to help our younger generation, but it's also going to help our generation, my millennials, you know, my baby boomers. You know, it's going to help all of us because the world is shifting and this train is moving. So you either going to get on board or you're going to get left behind because it's all motion that's happening right now. And before we end tonight, I just wanted to, you know, send that invitation to any and everybody who want to come on. And my youth is also welcome as well because we talk about having the conversation. We want to hear from our youth. Okay, so this platform is also open to my young people. We got to learn from y'all as well. And Coach Bolden got something to say.
Yeah, one thing. Gotta give a shout out to the team, man, to the team of mentors. For the guys side, we have Coach Clinton, we got Coach Shaw, Coach Johnny. He at Morehouse, but he help us out when he's in town.
Oh wow.
Coach Caleb, Coach Dre, Coach Keith. Now for the ladies side, we got Coach Brendan. We got Coach Ashley, Coach Cece, Coach West. And just one thing was on my mind, so I just got to say it before we go. If it's somebody out there who wants to start and feel like you're not good enough, um, I tell you this because this is what happened with me. I kind of dragged my feet. So you can't waste time because when you're wasting time, there's kids out there that's hurt. There's kids out there that need help. And you don't want to one day turn on the news and see somebody that's in your area that made a bad decision. Because that could have been somebody that you possibly could have helped. So we don't have a lot of time. We don't know how much time we got. But we can't waste any time. You can't waste any day, any minute. You gotta start somewhere. So don't be looking at if you're perfect, because you'll never be perfect. Again, you can't waste time. If this is your purpose, choose your purpose over people. That's it.
I love that you said that. And listen, so I love something that resonated with you to even bring that up. And shout out to our mentors as well. So I love that you took a moment to
And
give them their flowers.
tune in and the mentees.
Shout out to everybody. How about that? We giving everybody their flowers because
Okay.
look, without y'all, my guy over here probably be breaking down, you know, he'll be over here. So we, you know, major shout out to you all who are taking the time out of your day, who see the vision, who is, you know, who's rocking with it. And I'm so inspired. And for my people that's watching that want to connect, if you could drop your socials, if you could drop emails, like where can people donate, support, show up? Because we 500 by March. Watch and see. I said it here first though.
No. Well, hey, I never turn anybody down, so I just get more mentors, but I don't never turn anybody down.
So where can they find you?
On Instagram page, the polo, I'm putting it in the chat right now. So we got polo underscore mentoring for the guys. And then we got polo underscore young women, for the ladies. So if they want to send a message through there, they can. They're in the Orange County area. The sign up links is in the bio.
Oh, okay, because you put it in the chat on live. I was like, where you gonna put it in the chat at?
Yeah,
Look at us navigating this digital world.
good. You ready?
I love it. Thank y'all for being so supportive and coming to listen to us and to hear what Mel, Coach Bolden, Mel the mayor, hear what he has to say because he got a lot of stuff to say, okay? Because the kids are watching. And one thing I also want to lead to that was said to me is that, the question was asked when I asked you, who do you admire? And that was something that was asked of me, right? And so I had to sit with that because I don't admire celebrities. I don't like I like them, don't get me wrong, but when you're talking about the admiration of somebody, it's not a celebrity. It actually is, to be honest with you, I admire my dad and I admire my mom. And of course, like not to say because that's my parent, but just to understand that the work that they put in, the best that they could at that time to make me the woman that I am today, and I say that wholeheartedly and also with a lot of confidence because I'm out here doing something in the world, and I never thought I would be doing this. And so, shout out to my mom. I'm not gonna call no name, but shout out to Mama Ladies Lounge, giving her flowers, and shout out to my dad. Rest in peace. God bless his soul as well. So yeah, we hear y'all. We out in the community. We are doing it. I am your host, Britt Danielle of the Ladies Lounge podcast. Make sure you connect with me if you are interested in being on the next episode, which will probably be in March. That's the next one. Can y'all believe it? I am like booked till March, y'all. So we are out here getting I like to say we got to tell the story before our time run out. Y'all heard Mel say this, like, we don't know when our time is. Okay. So, like you say, like Nike, just do it. What if you want to get out here because it's a need, y'all see it yourselves. If you want to get out here, support Mel, you want to come on here and support me, to have these conversations, let's all connect, right? Because it's what I love about Mel too, and I'm gonna say this humbly, is that you ain't out here, you're doing it humbly. Like it ain't no, you're not, like I said, you're not doing it for the gram. It's not even about the money. It's genuinely about the work and planting those seeds. Now, we ain't saying that we ain't gonna take these donations because if y'all want to go ahead and support, go ahead and hit the guy up. However, it starts from just your heart, right? And and I heard Michael Todd say this. When it starts in your heart, it goes to your head and then your hands. And that's what you're out here doing. You're out here doing the work. The actions are your hands. So when you know in your heart that this is something that you want to do, and you know in your mind that I got to put down this game plan of how I'm going to, you know, attack this action and put it in and put my hands to work. Here we are sitting and talking to Mel, the coach, Mel, the teacher, Mel, the founder of Polo. So again, hopefully there's something that was said tonight that inspired anyone. And before we leave, I always ask my guests to just leave an affirmation, something uplifting, to just take us through the next week, through the year.
Yeah. So again, I want to say thanks for having me too. Before I say that, great job, great show. You're doing great. Proud of you. Like you said, we met. I seen where you come from. So happy to see where you are now. Can't wait to see where you at 6 months from now. You talking about what I'm gonna have. Let's see what you're gonna have. All right. Um, so again, I will say this because this is something that you touched on. So I will say this. Um, again, it's not about the income. It's not about the income because for me, in my situation, it's no income. Um, but it's about the outcome. It's about how these boys and girls are gonna turn out in the future. All right, who they gonna be? What are they gonna look back and say, hey, this is what helped me? This is who helped me. So that's what it's all about, making a difference. But it takes more than just me. I can't just be the savior of all these people. It takes a village. So I'm trying to get my whole community in on this. I want everybody to be a part. You don't care about your record, come out and speak to them and tell them the mistakes that you made. Or if you're very successful, tell them how you got there. So to me, that's what it's all about. We're not looking at, we're not here to judge you. We just need your help. I got the kids. I got their attention. Come in and share something with these kids. And that's all. Even my kids that's now that's in the NFL, that's in a college. That's all I want from them. I don't want anything else. I want them to come back and share something with this group. That's it.
That's powerful. Y'all, let me tell you. So, not to take away from the seriousness of what you said, but boy, the salutations be long, and especially it's long when God is really moving you, because you touched on something too when you're like, it's not about the money. And for some of y'all who are new to even coming on to my YouTube channel, I don't have a lot of subscribers. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to get there, but I understand the conversations that I'm having may not attract everybody because they're not there. But we still doing the groundwork. Okay. There is a lot of connections that have been made from these conversations that I'm having. And it's also showing you that, again, there are people out here who are doing the right thing. There are people out here who are following and listening to God. And, but with a swag. Now, don't let me look for the young people that's watching now, don't get it twisted. Oh, we know all, we know, no, we may not be no spring chickens, but we ain't old neither. So don't try us and think that
And that,
but we could have fun. And that's why I was like, I wanted to, I want people to, especially the younger generation, that you can still have a swag, but still be out here making a difference in the world. And that's what we need to see. So thank you all again for taking time out of your evening. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here rocking out with your girl in the ladies' lounge. And this was a different night from what I usually go on, but that's another thing too that so you would understand. I'm flexible. So normally I go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m., but I am flexible to work with your schedule because we got to get these conversations out, these meaningful conversations for sure. So until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful week on purpose for a purpose. Mel, thank you so much for rocking out in the ladies' lounge. You are welcome to come back at any time because we are nosy here. So we want to know how Polo is going and growing and thriving